Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Nightmarish and today's video topic is shipping. No, not that kind of shipping. This kind. What is shipping in the context of a fandom? Well, Wikipedia defines shipping as shipping, derived from the word relationship, is the term for the desire by followers of a fandom for two or more people, either real-life people or fictional characters in film, literature, and television series, to be in a romantic or a sexual relationship. Shipping in fandoms is not rare. It's one of the most common things to occur when a fandom forms. I'm going to use a popular indie animated show about a circus that you must have heard of. With over 300 million viewers on YouTube on its pilot alone, the amazing digital circus. This indie animated show is loved by many, and pretty quickly a fandom began to form around it. Though we only have 2 episodes, that did not stop many from creating headcanons of human designs and shipping characters with each other. For example, Jax x Pomni, Ragatha x Pomni, Pomni x Gamigyu, just to name a few. Another fandom that I can think of is the My Hero Academia fandom, which is infamous for its weird fan base and the different characters that were shipped together. From child to adult, literally, no one was safe. Examples include Bakugo x Deku, Uraraka x Deku, All Might x Deku. While shipping in a fandom can be a fun way to connect fans with a piece of media and create seemingly harmless or fun animations and fan arts that draw more attention and show love to a piece of media, shipping can become very uncomfortable and in worst cases harmful. Now in this section of the video, I will discuss the dark side of shipping, and it gets really weird. Let's start from the weird to the bad to the downright nasty. The shipping of real-life people. In my opinion, the shipping of real-life people is just weird. It's treating real-life people as characters you can pair up with other people, and in most cases, this happens with public influencers and content creators with large followings. These ships often result in audiences thinking they know more about a content creator than they actually do, with fandoms willing to go to unspeakable lengths to protect their ship, such as harassing and hating people within the fandom who do not support the ship, and even different content creators who pose as a threat to the ship. One such example is the Dream SMP, where the most popular ship was between Dream and George Not Found, 2 popular content creators. God knows I'd like to try and cover what was happening in the Dream SMP at that time, but I do not have the mental capacity and patience to try and deal with all of that. Hate and harassment. There is always bound to be hate in a fandom. It's just one of the prices you pay for having access to the internet. It's been so normalized, it's not treated like a problem anymore, but it very much is a problem. I've seen creators and fans receive and give out hate to others for simply supporting a ship that isn't even canon. Like, I get not liking a ship just cause or having a genuinely good reason to hate a ship, but that does not justify sending hate and actively harassing people who enjoy or support a ship. It's better to just scroll or ignore the ship you dislike. This is, of course, easier said than done. There are many cases where people actively look for content that they dislike or hate just to leave hate comments or harass different people. I am one such example of a person who actively looks for what they dislike to try and understand why other people like it or to convince others why it's wrong. I'll later give you my own example of having to deal with a ship I disliked for a long time for those of you who want to hear it at the end. Problematic ships. This section is part of the reason I and many others dislike the shipping side of fandoms. This includes, but is not limited to, ships that depict minors in sexual relationships. Now, I don't feel like I need to explain why this is disgusting in different levels. I wish I could tell you I haven't seen of such fan art on the internet, but I have seen it on Pinterest, and I've seen it in a fandom that I was once a part of, which is the My Hero Academia fandom. And different fandoms do this. They post different fan arts and post different fan fictions that show or write about minors in sexual relationships. I'm not just talking about teenagers. Yes, there is an extreme problem where people over-sexualize teenagers and put emphasis on their bodies and emphasis on them having sexual relationships. But in worst cases, you will see fan fictions and fan art depicting young children between the ages of 7 to 10 in sexual relationships or writing them into inappropriate scenes. One thing that really makes me upset is the ship between minors and adults. A lot of the time, fan fiction writers make the excuse that this minor is 17, 18, turning 18, or makes them around the age of a teenager. And what I usually say is when it comes to ships that depict minors with adults, it has this emphasis on power imbalance and how this older person has a lot more power over an innocent person. And their age is further used to emphasize how pure and innocent they are, while at least the older person is supposed to have more experience. I think ships that portray a power imbalance between an adult and a minor are quite interesting. It creates a new dynamic, but it depends how people decide to depict it and decide to show us the consequences of having this type of relationship or being in this type of relationship, and taking accountability and the consequences of being in this type of relationship and how it affects both parties. Ships that do not follow the canon or do not take into account what the characters in a piece of media behave like. This can go two ways. Number one, the ship becomes so popular that many people want the ship to become canon and actively pressure or harass the creator to do so. Or number two, the ship could become widely hated, and people who support said ship will receive criticism and hate for supporting the ship. Of course, there are more examples of problematic ships. These are just the ones I've actively seen. Now for a little story time about a ship I largely disliked. At the time, I was in the My Hero Academia fandom. One of the ships I hated was the ship between Bakugo and Deku. This was because of how the characters interacted in the show, as Bakugo actively bullied and belittled Deku in the anime, and I couldn't understand why so many people supported what I saw to be as a toxic ship. I actively searched up the ship, and in return I got recommended more of the ship, and that made me hate it even more. Instead of leaving a hate comment, I looked up ships I enjoyed and ignored Bakudeku, as I learned to focus my energy on the things that bring me joy, rather than wasting my time hating and harassing people for things that brought them joy, whether it was good or bad in my opinion. Through shipping, I was introduced to a world of colorful and beautiful and well-written fan fictions with different perspectives on a piece of media, and I learned that people enjoy different things. Something that you might not like may be something that somebody else likes. What I'm trying to tell you is to spend your energy on the things that you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Please comment down your opinions on shipping, your favorite ships, and the ships you hate the most, and how you deal with the ships you hate. Bye.